Hi everybody, D2K here with another video review of an Android product. This time around though, it's not a tablet. It seems to be one of the latest crazes coming out of China these days, and that's putting Android on a stick, meaning an HDMI based stick that you plug into any big screen TV or standard TV or even a computer monitor that has an HDMI port on it. Tuner is not necessary to have this working. Let me see if I can actually get you a close up here of what the stick looks like. It's a little bit smaller than a mid-size cell phone. It has a full-size USB port on it, as well as a micro USB port. The full-size USB port, you can run either a plugged-in or a wireless keyboard and mouse. I'll show you down here. I'm actually running wired for the sake of this review, so I don't run out of juice. Basically, what it is it's called, this particular one I should say is called the UG802. What I like about this one over its slightly newer rivals, one called the UG802, 808 and UG007, is the fact that it's actually running the latest version right out of the box of Android Jellybean 4.1. This kind of surprised me because when I ordered this, I had been expecting an ICS version, an ice cream sandwich version, but apparently they're loading the latest firmware and more importantly, the latest operating system on the ones that are shipping now. This is something I am very impressed with because Jellybean just runs so much better than ICS. It's not even funny. And on this particular setup, I think it works very, very well. I have this right now hooked up to my rather small 26-inch TV, and it's forcing me to hold it instead of using a tripod. That's why it's moving around a little bit here. But I'll try to sum up what this thing really does well, and equally what it really doesn't do well. First, the bad. I'll just get it out of the way. Do not, now or ever, expect this thing to replace your tablet as a gaming rig on your big screen TV. I mean, as nice as that would be, as nice as that sounds, it's lacking two very important things that allow you to do that. Number one, accelerometer. There is none. Number two, touchscreen. There is none. So, two of the main things used to play the majority of higher end or even some of the lower end games in Android just aren't there. I have managed to attach both an Xbox 360 and a PS3 controller via their plug-in. They're plug-in charger ports if you want to plug it in and don't mind it being wired and the wire not being all that long. You might actually be able to play a few games more with it. The PS3 controller worked better than the Xbox 360 in my opinion, but either way, you're still fairly limited on how you're going to play the games. And it didn't work in every game. It just worked in certain games, and that's it. Again, don't expect to play big screen games from your Android device on here. It's just not going to work. Use your tablet for that. Use your phone for that. They were designed for that in the first place. What this is designed for, first and foremost, video, audio streaming. Just like Roku, just like Crapple TV, just like all of them, just like Google TV, only just like Google TV, this has one fantastic advantage over Roku and Crapple. Big one, actually. You can go online with this. It has your choice of browsers, pretty much. I'm going to actually pop off on Chrome right here. Works very, very well. Anything you pretty much can do online on your computer and or on your phone and or tablet will work just fine on here. Load times are very quick. It's smooth in operation on that, which really caught me off guard. I expected this not to be phenomenal on that, but again, one thing Roku cannot do, one thing Crapple cannot do. You can go online with this, and it works pretty nice. Speed-wise, the Antutu benchmark I got was about 7,300 or so. Let me see if I actually remembered it on here. I hope it did. Yep, 7,360. That puts it just above an S2. Let's go into a chart here. Put that into a bar. and it puts it just above an Galaxy just above a Galaxy Nexus and just below a Galaxy S2. That's pretty quick, folks. No jokes at all. No jokes or bones made about it. It is the chipset in here, the 3066 chipset, is pretty powerful. Works very, very well. And I am just impressed with the performance of the stock suite of apps that came on this. It seems to run smooth enough. I don't see too much blurring or slowdown in the UI itself, which impressed me. The base UI just seems to work pretty good. And while there are custom ROMs for the ICS version of the UG802, there doesn't seem to be one that works with the Jellybean version. So you're pretty much stuck with what you're seeing here. But I'm being point blank with you. That's not a bad thing. It works fine. The App Store works beautifully. I'm not going to sit back and say it is a massively full Play Store, but everything I've clicked on and everything I've wanted to use has worked just fine. Let me just give you a list of what I've downloaded so far, and the fact that it does work with just about everything. They've got everything from Angry Birds to Crackle, any TV streaming app, or music streaming app I've pretty much downloaded and put on here so far. Comes with 4 gigabytes built in, but it has an SD slot, which allows you to add up to 32 more. So you're not going to run out of room anytime soon, which is also a very nice touch. Couldn't get Quadrant to work, so I can't tell you if the score on what the score on that is. Sorry, but Antutu pretty much says it all. It's got a lot of power and it does work pretty well. There's really not an app that's in that marketplace that comes with it that isn't going to be able to play back. Gaming, again, like I said, basic apps. Fruit Slice works, for instance. I got Slot City to work. Here, I'll actually show you that one because it's really not too bad. As long as you keep the games simple, you're not going to have any problems here. And again, I'm doing all of this with a mouse. Some keyboard functions work as well. Here, just give you one of these just to give you an idea how gaming playback, basic gaming playback works on here. And of course I lose. Yeah, I won something. Whoop-de-doo. Well, you get the idea that it does work. And more than this, you really can't ask for. You really can't. I mean, as long as you get your basic apps working good. Downloaded Angry Birds. Obviously, Angry Birds is going to work because it doesn't require any real touch input from you. It also doesn't require too much, as long as you can, grab something with the pointer, which you can, you should be able to play this pretty well. I'm going to go Galaxy far, far away. Go away. Okay. Let's go into this. I'll give you an idea of how it works. You can cut through all of the main scenes here fairly easily. There we go. Trying to cut through this. I rather like the space version. It does work, and it does play back pretty good. I know I'm hitting that over and over again. I apologize, but I kind of like the way it looks on here. It looks absolutely awesome on a big screen TV. No joke. As for this, as typical aiming feature, I'm just going to play it, see how well I do with it, if I do well with it at all. Wow. I stink. Anyway, you get the idea. It does work, and that's all that matters. You just hit, by the way, you right-click on your mouse to go back, which actually makes it work pretty good. There you go. You can go into any setup. Pretty much works good here. Google Plus works. All of your Google